Hi, folks. Good to see everybody. So I think I'll start just kind of going over how all of this is going to work tonight, especially for folks who haven't joined one of these Zoom listening sessions before. On your screen, I'm sharing my screen with a couple of these requests or kind of general guidelines for this evening. We'll ask that for most of you, you'll be muted most of the time. If you have a question that you want to ask about a particular piece after it's done, of course, then unmute yourself and just identify who you are so that we all can, acknowledge you as a fellow person. We're going to be pretty active probably in the chat. So find that chat little bubble and any questions that are coming up for you that are like measure specific maybe, or something that you're noticing as the piece is playing, feel free to put those questions into the chat. That will be really helpful. Either one of your fellow singers might jump in and say, I'm pretty sure Melody said we were going to do this, or, some other question and answer that might happen in the chat. And so tonight we're going to listen to all of the selections, all 15. And so we have a lot of music to listen to, but a lot of time to do it, so we shouldn't be stressed. And so we invite you to follow along with your music. So ideally, you'd be singing along at least gently so that you can identify what those parts are in your music that are particularly challenging, or like, oh goodness, I haven't looked at this at all. So you can start to kind of flag those things for yourself. We also are hoping to just collect all of the questions that people are having about each piece. We have a couple of different ways that we can do that in the chat I mentioned. And after each selection, you can, as I mentioned, just unmute yourself and ask. And then we also have this, hello. I'm going to share this link in the chat right now, so you'll see something pop up for you. If I can, find it. Here we go. So this is a Google document. If you're more comfortable just asking questions directly into that document, that's just fine too. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable. And then finally, just to know that we may not answer all questions. In fact, we probably won't. Melody is on break with UNCA, and so she is not going to be joining us tonight. But really the purpose of this is to listen to the music together, identify any problem areas, and perhaps most importantly, identify any questions that we want to make sure that Melody's addressing as we move forward with rehearsals. So, and of course, we want you to relax and enjoy and have a great time. So even though you're on mute, we hope that you'll sing joyfully, find some peace for those of us who are, concerned about our fellow humans in the Middle East right now. If there's any peace that we can find in listening to this music together, I hope that we can do that. And with that, wanted to start off with just highlighting, does anyone have any other general questions about how this evening will roll before we get going? Cool. All right, well, again, feel free to use that chat as much as you would like. I will be monitoring it, but of course your fellow singers will as well. So just ask any questions that you like in there. So I'm going to start just by highlighting some resources that we have for folks as we're learning our music together. Here we go. So this is our member rehearsal resources page. There's a link each week in Singer's Notes, but I just wanted to draw folks' attention to it while I had you as a, captive audience here. You'll see this recurring link that we use each week for our Zoom rehearsals if you have to use that, if you're not feeling well. You'll see our rehearsal videos here, our YouTube playlist that we'll be pulling from in part tonight. Thank you, Jeff, for helping to assemble that. And any other resources that we've collected, the MIDI parts on Cyberbase for the Rudder Gloria, things like that. So we encourage you to make the most of these resources so that nobody feels lost or confused. This is the question document that I will be quickly popping questions into as we roll tonight. So if you want to just put questions in there, I see several people checking it out right now. So I'm going to get it out of this screen for now, but just to let you know that that's where we'll be collecting questions for Melody. All right, and this is what you'd be looking at if you click through to that YouTube playlist that Jeff assembled for us. And in addition to these, there are a couple that we don't have great video options for. And so we're going to be playing from some additional spots tonight. So just to let you know that we'll be bopping around a little bit. But this is a really excellent resource if you are working, but you're not doing something that you have to put all of your brain toward. Feel free to just have this going in the background. It's great. All right, so with that little tour, we are going to start tonight with the Gloria. We'll start with the first movement. Does anyone have any pre-questions? Again, feel free to put those in the chat if you'd like. Otherwise, I will. Does everyone have their music out? Everyone, I see lots of little red books. It's perfect. All right. Thank you. I should have screen kept that. That was so cute. Okay. All right. I will get us started here. Quick sound check. Is that loud enough for folks? Generally speaking? Excellent. Okay, folks, I hope that was fun, so enlivening. So did any particular questions come up for folks on that movement before we move on to movement number 2? I will try to remember to mute myself. Sorry, I was already trying so hard not to sing along, but I'll try to remember to mute myself too, so there's not as much background noise. And a couple people were having a sound problem. Jack, can you hear me speaking now? All right. Well, I will message with Jack. Thanks, Anna. Okay, great. We'll presume that that this is a single computer issue for the time being, if everyone else can hear all right. Okay. Jack, when I start this next movement, I'll text you and see if there's anything I can do to help, okay? All right, so here we go into movement. Oh, I see this this KS question too. Gay asks what the KS means in her notes, and so I'll add that. In our notes here. All right, so moving on to our second movement. Hi, folks. Sorry about that. The audio was kind of cutting out there for a moment. I'm going to, in case it was a buffering issue, I'm going to back it up like 10 seconds or something. And we'll try to pick it up, and hopefully it was a momentary issue. All right, folks. Sorry about that. Not great sound quality toward the end there. I'm hoping that it maybe was just that it was such a long piece that maybe there was a buffering issue there, but I may be wrong, and we will keep troubleshooting as we go. There was one great question in the Google document about solo auditions, which is a great question, and I'll be sure to post a timeline for when we will audition that soprano solo and any other solos we need to as soon as we can. And all right, any other questions coming up in the second movement there? So lovely. Lots of cool organ stuff. Otherwise, I will move on to movement 3. And we'll hope for the best. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh gosh. All right. So I'm hoping that as I continue to close windows out of my browser, that my internet will just love me more and more. Let's do something a little, switch it up a tiny bit, and just give our brains a little brain break here and do the Carol of the Bells next instead. So this is one that we can probably, most of us can sing along to without our music, but grab your music. It's a quick one, fun and fast. Oh, any other? Okay. Yeah. Anna comments that those S sounds in P are going to be tricky. So that's good. Let's make sure we're following the coaching from Melody on that. All right, here we go with Carol of the Bells.
Seems to hear words of the cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they found praise in the sun, Lord, and every one sing songs of the cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, Christmas is here. Sweet silver bells all seem to sing from years away. Christmas is here, bringing the cheer. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, glad is the song. Ding dong, ding dong, one seems to hear words of the cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they found praise in the sound, Lord, and telling the truth. Gaining every man will sing songs of the cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, is the song. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, is the song.
I'm sure that bass note came in eventually. I couldn't really hear it over here, but
where does the human spirit live?
It is in there. Okay. Going to get over to the Ecce Novum. If folks want to find the Ola Yelo piece. Any questions? I would just say that certainly at the end there, we are watching Melody really closely. She will have some fun with the timing of the last couple bars there. So be looking up. All right. I'll go right into the Ola Yelo here. All right. That is so lovely. Does anyone have any questions while I just am still sharing my screen? If anyone wants to jump in, feel free to unmute. Otherwise, we had a question about, oh, how did that get here? Okay. Yuletide candlelight. Just no worries. No pressure. Did anyone have any other questions other than ecce or etche? I believe we're doing etche, but we'll verify with Melody unless she said something different that I missed.
I had ecce.
Ecce? Okay, so if that already has been resolved, then that is even better. Ecce, great. Okay, great. All right, so let's move on to the behemoth, the Jubilate Deo. We'll again listen to this from the J.W. Pepper site here that sells this piece. I wanted to draw folks' attention, if they didn't see it in the singer's notes from this week, we do have folks' parts listed out in this handy dandy Google spreadsheet here. I'll put that link in the chat as well. So if you haven't found your part yet, you might want to do that before we jump in. Otherwise, I will start it up. Any questions, broader questions about this before we start this one? I know that we haven't really I believe we haven't really worked through this one yet, right? So this is kind of a new one for us. Okay, so let's listen and try to find your part maybe as we listen to this one through. Excellent. Cool. All right, so we'll plan to do a pronunciation read through as a group at rehearsal. I think that's a great idea. Did anyone else have any other questions before we move on? All right. Hearing none currently. Again, feel free. I believe it will be a cappella, performed a cappella. That's my understanding. All right, so we will move on to the Noël Nouvellette. Folks can find that. And yeah, I don't know about an intro. I know that this piece has been recommended as like a concert starter. So my guess is that Melody will use that punchy start to kick off a section of the concert. But that's just a guess. All right, everybody get their music. And away we go. Or do we? Okay, here we go. Very cool. I'm sorry if I accidentally played the wrong iteration of that, but it looks like the treble voices were following along just fine. Looked like
on the last page, what is it
Yeah.
that the sopranos and altos and tenors are supposed and basses are supposed to be singing? Are we oohing or eyeing or what?
Putting it on the list, Donna.
I have humming written down.
Okay.
Yeah, that Boca Chiusa is mouth closed.
We'll just verify that. Cool. All right. So for another little pick-me-up, thanks somebody. Let's do the second half of this Derek Johnson track. In his original iteration, it was a combined Carol of the Russian Children and the Sleigh, but we're just doing the sleigh part. So when you get to this in your YouTube playlist, just know that we're starting at the 37-second mark for the sleigh by Derek Johnson. And I will wait till I see a couple more people having the music because this one goes by so quickly. If you're ready, you'll miss it. The real Ferris Bueller commentary there. All right, shall we?
All the world of black and white is so cold and crisp and light with sharp winds blowing. We are going onward through the night. Hey, ah, hey, ah, like they're flying o'er the snow. Hey, oh, the sleigh bells ringing gaily, singing merrily we go. All the world of black and white is so cold and crisp and light with sharp winds blowing. We are going onward through the night. Hey, ah, hey, like they're flying o'er the snow. Hey, oh, the sleigh bells ringing gaily, singing merrily we go. Oh, hallo, merrily on we go. Oh, hallo, merrily on we go.
Woo. All right, so does anyone want to try to listen to that back at 0.75 speed? Or are we happy listening to it at max speed? I see a couple thumbs up, so I'm gonna go back to the 37 mark and we'll give us a couple seconds here to get into it, and we'll play back at 0.75 speed in case anybody didn't know that you could totally do that in YouTube. And it will alter the pitch, I think, so just kind of be aware of that.
All the world of black and white is so cold and crisp and light with sharp winds blowing. We are going onward through the night. Hey, ah, hey, ah, like they're flying o'er the snow. Hey, oh, the sleigh bells ringing gaily, singing merrily we go. All the world of black and white is so cold and crisp and light with sharp winds blowing. We are going onward through the night. Hey, ah, hey, ah, like they're flying o'er the snow. Hey, oh, the sleigh bells ringing gaily, singing merrily we go. Oh, hallo, merrily on we go. Oh, hallo, merrily on we go.
Laurel, is
All
that
right.
supposed to be a mimeographed sheet? Because
Yes.
are we supposed to have exactly what they're singing or something different? Did she cut something? Because what I have is not that much music. Like at the top before, it goes into
Oh, I'm so sorry.
repeats or something.
You know, I haven't gone through measure by measure. What you have is exactly what we'll be singing. That was kind of transcribed for us after we got authorization from Derek Johnson himself. So it probably is kind of a custom cut. Thank you for asking that. Okay. My personal goal for you all is that like every year that we do that, we speed it up a little bit more until or just flying out of the building. All right, on to Patapan, and this video is kind of cool in that it does show the music as you go, if that's helpful to watch. Oh, and yes, do add any questions that we might have for this light in the chat. Oh, I see a couple messages here. Yes, the same music. Yep, we have the same copy. We're going to be using the same PDF or copy that we've been using for the last couple of years. Cool. All right, away we go with Patapam. I cut into the intro here a little bit, so we'll pick up right before y'all start singing.
Oh, really? I didn't see it. The call? All right. And then the applause. That will be exactly like our applause, except ours will be more thunderous. All right. Oh, oops, another slide snuck in there. For any Fermata members, we'd love to have you at our first Fermata meeting or celebration, really. This weekend, we'll be down at Blue Spiral 1. And if you don't know what Fermata is, it's our group of donors who are really deeply invested in ACS. So thank you so much, and we hope to see those of you who are interested there. All right, next up, the Yorkshire Wassail. Are we ready to wassail? Okay, so sopranos, yeah. There's kind of an extended end section. I'll make sure that Melody sees that question. Thank you to whoever popped that in there. All right, let's go wassailing. Awesome closing image. Love that guy. Let's be pals. All right. Any questions on that? All right. And again, you can, okay, so we have a question coming in. Yes, feel free to pop any questions directly into the document or into the chat, or unmute yourself if that is preferable. All right, now this one, the next one we're going to listen to is Masters in this Hall. This version is 3.5 minutes. We have some cuts to our version that we'll be performing. You can find those over in the members rehearsal resources page. There's a PDF that you can check out to find out where we, skip from this measure to this measure. So for right now, we'll just listen through the whole piece, but just know that those cuts are available to you so that you can be prepared when we sing it in rehearsal. All right, great question on the end there. Smooth or breaks. Thank you so much. All right, Masters in this Hall.
Masters in this hall, hear ye news today, brought from oversea, and ever I you pray. Going o'er the hills, through the milk white snow, heard I you speak, while the wind did blow. Nova, 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 sing the tune, and all the folk on earth, born is that son so dear. Nova, 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 sing we loud, today I born for praise, and cast her down the proud.
Fabulous. I like the cuts that we have. Oops.
What's up, guys?
I'm gonna just let this ad play for a second here. Any questions on Masters in this Hall apart from the
kind of obvious making all those cuts in your scores? Any other questions before we move on to Rockin' Jerusalem? I hope everyone loves this iteration. It is remarkable. So ask any questions again, and I will move along to Rockin' Jerusalem. Really helpful to listen to this one kind of on repeat, I think, for some of the rhythmic stuff.
Mary, Mary, oh Mary, Mother, oh Mary, Mary, won't you ring out bells? Mary, Mary, oh Mary, Mother, oh Mary, Mary, won't you ring out bells? Don't you hear them ringing, echo from Mary, oh Mary, echo from Mary, ring out bells, echo from Mary, oh Mother, ring out bells, just a ring out bells. I hear angels are rocking to Jerusalem. I hear angels are ringing bells. I hear angels are rocking to Jerusalem. Ring out bells, just a ring out bells. I'm singing church getting higher. Oh Lord, yes, church getting higher. Yes, Lord, I said the church getting higher. Oh Lord, church getting higher. Rocking, ringing, ringing, oh Mary, oh Mary, oh Mary, ring them bells, oh Mary, oh Mother, ring out bells, just a ring out bells. I hear angels are rocking to Jerusalem. I hear angels are ringing them bells. I hear angels are rocking to Jerusalem. Ring out bells, just a ring out bells. I'm singing New Jerusalem. Oh Lord, yes, New Jerusalem. Yes, Lord, I said that New Jerusalem. Oh Lord, New Jerusalem, rocking, ringing, ringing, oh Mary, oh Jerusalem, oh Mary, ring them bells, oh Mary, oh Jerusalem, ring out bells, just a ring out bells. I hear angels are rocking to Jerusalem. I hear angels are ringing bells. I hear angels are rocking to Jerusalem. Ring out bells, just a ring out bells. Rock, rock, oh rockin', rockin', Jerusalem, oh rockin', rock, rock, oh rockin', ring, 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 rock, rock, oh rockin', rockin', Jerusalem, oh rockin', rock, rock, oh rockin', ring out bells. I
Oh my gosh. Yes, let's wonder about that broken chord. That is so thrilling. Wouldn't put it past her, y'all. Put it on the list. Cool. Any other questions? A great one about how we're handling that R. My instinct is that she'd probably want to take it pretty light on the R rather than lean into the sound. So we'll make sure that Melody clarifies that. Any other questions before we move on? We only have a few more pieces. I was going to give you guys a break, but then I realized that y'all should just totally take a break whenever you need. All right, so gonna move on to Silver Bells here. And again, we're back over to that Pepper site. So if anybody, again, we'll make sure all these links are available on our resources page. And we did this Silver Bells we've done at least a couple of times since I've been with the chorus. So several of you probably are pretty familiar with this one.
Silver Bells, arranged by Kevin Robeson.
It's so charming. Did that just start right in the middle? That's interesting. Okay, cool. I will skip that one for right now, and we'll come back to it. So let's do the Hanukkah. This is what YouTube thinks I need to know more about, so that's good to know. Any other questions and well about the Hanukkah piece before we get started here? Okay, great. Let's roll. This one seems to be starting off kind of quiet, so you might want to pump your speakers a little bit. All right, that was fun. Okay, so good question on the Hanukkah scherzo. We'll make sure that Melody clarifies that too. Thank you. All right, so let's go back to Silver Bells and play a version with the whole song in it. So grab your music again. Sorry about that. All right, so this is a live version, which I thought would be kind of fun. And it's in Hickory, North Carolina.
Very lovely. Seeing those masks again is kind of a trip, huh? Whew. All right, so we are coming up to the end of our list here. This recording is great in a lot of ways and not the best, but we will be able to sing along to this version of the Polish lullaby, the Brendvik. And I think it's actually kind of helpful that there are so few singers because you kind of have more of a sense of what they're actually saying. So I hope it's helpful. Oh, any other questions about the silver bells? Just to note that there are a couple of like tempo shifts there that Melody will be dragging everybody through. So just be prepared to be looking up a lot in the last third or so of that piece, if I recall. All right, on to the Polish one. I'm gonna restart that because it seems like my internet is somehow getting worse. Let's try again. Okay, that did not help. Sorry, we might have to skip this one, y'all. Are you okay with that? We will get, we have an excellent Merritt Mosley tenor and Arise chair incoming. Has contacted a friend of his in Poland for some pronunciation help on this. So we have some great resources incoming for that too. So we'll skip this one for now since it's giving us kind of a hard time. And before we move on and let the tenors and basses go for our final piece here, I just wanted to thank everybody for everybody's patience over the last several weeks as we've been, you know, out of our usual JCC home, and then we've had Jeremy, and now we're online, and we're just all over the place. So just thank you so much for everybody's patience and flexibility as we take each week in stride. So thank you so much. And next week we will be back at the JCC with Melody if, you know, all goes according to plan. And we'll send out these questions to be addressed in rehearsal or in advance in singer's notes. So for those of us who are tenors or basses, y'all can sign off. Thank you so much and good night, unless you want to stay and listen. And we will see you on Monday. Thank you, Austin. All right, let's get them out of here. No, I'm just kidding. All right, thanks, Jesse. All right, so our last piece of the evening will be This Endless Night by a familiar composer to so many of us, Sarah Quartel, Canadian, I think, composer. And we will see if this one accidentally just starts in the middle. I don't think this one does. I think I checked this one. But if you'll have your music ready. Good to know. All right. On to Sarah Quartel. Let me actually share my screen first.
All right, folks. Does that sound like what you expected it to sound like? And we did it. We made it through all of the pieces. Any additional questions about that one particularly? I noted that I'd be interested to know how much of that straight tone she wants us to utilize, especially on that soprano line. Any other questions? A couple things coming up here. I know it's, oh yes, that soprano 2 line is so rad. I know, I love this piece. It's like one of 5 pieces that I wanted to start the concert with, but you can only have one. All right, folks, I will let you go. I'll see you next week on Monday night. Thank you all so much for your patience, and we'll see you soon. Have a good night. Thanks so much. Thanks for the love. Thank you. Thanks, Linda.